Namaste, Jai Hind and welcome to this edition of The Right Stand. I'm Anand Narsimhan. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has flagged off the Varanasi-New Delhi Vande Bharat Express train. The saffron-coloured train will run 6 days in a week. PM Narendra Modi also inaugurated the world's largest meditation centre called Swarved Mahamandir in Varanasi. Swarved Mahamandir is a 7-floor temple which has 125 petal lotus domes and 20,000 seating capacity. The Finance Ministry has said that the number of GST return filers rose to about 65% to 11.3 million in 5 years till April 2023 as compliance by taxpayers has improved. Data shared by the Finance Ministry has also showed that the number of active taxpayers registered under GST has increased from 10.6 million people as of April 2018 to 14 million people. Now, inland fish production in Bharat has seen a record increase of 35% during the period from 2018-2019 to 2022-23. The inland fish production in the country stood at 97.2 lakh tons in 2018-19 and it's gone up to 131.13 lakh tons in 2022-23. Ladies and gentlemen, let's now set up the first story. Ayodhya is all decked up as the Ram Mandir is set for a grand inauguration in January next year. 22nd of January is the date. From the 14th of January, celebrations will begin for Ram Mandir, and the Hindu side are now fighting to reclaim what they call are the two most important and lost lands for them. That is the Krishna Janmabhoomi and of course the seat of Adi Vishwanath in Kashi. Now the fight to get back these two places is currently in court. While the Gyanvapi case, the Archaeological Survey of India has submitted the survey report on the Gyanvapi Mosque complex and in the district court, and the next hearing is on the 21st. But the Muslim Paksh there wanted the 1000-page document to not be opened. Why is the question. On the other hand, in the Krishna Janmabhoomi case, the Allahabad High Court has given a nod for a survey by 3 advocate commissioners, and modalities for the survey will be decided in the next hearing. Another adjournment that was sought and granted, and it will be on the 11th of January. However, the Muslim Paksh in both cases, like they said, they have also said they will not accept the survey findings. PM Narendra Modi in Kashi earlier stressed on the importance of moving away from the mentality of slavery and reconstructing of cultural symbols like the Somnath temple.
आजादी के बाद इन सांस्कृतिक प्रतीकों का पुनर्निर्माण आवश्यक था। अगर हम अपनी सांस्कृतिक पहचान को सम्मान देते तो देश के भीतर एकजुटता और आत्मसम्मान का भाव मजबूत होता। लेकिन दुर्भाग्य से ऐसा हुआ नहीं। आजादी के बाद सोमनाथ मंदिर के पुनर्निर्माण तक का विरोध किया गया था। आजादी के 7 दशक बाद आज समय का चक्र एक बार फिर घुमा है। जो काम सोमनाथ से शुरू हुआ था वो एक अभियान बन गया है। आज काशी में विश्वनाथ धाम की भव्यता भारत के अविनाशी वैभव की गाथा गा रही है।
It's coming a full circle, says the Prime Minister. He said so much there without saying much. But the larger question we ask is, why hide? Why try to delay an effort to seek, especially the truth? Why hide an effort to seek?
Hello, Moto.
Vishnu Shankar Jain, lawyer from the Hindu Paksh with us. Waris Pathan, spokesperson AIMI. Matikur Rahman, Islamic scholar. Ishkaran Bhandari, senior lawyer. And Radha Raman Das, vice president and spokesperson of ISKCON Kolkata with us. Namaste and Jai Hind to everybody. Gentlemen, thank you very, very much. Starting with Vishnu Jain only. Vishnu Jain ji, 1000 page ka docket hai, but usko bandi rakhiye, koi padega nahi. What's the logic behind that, sir?
It's very shocking, and the Anjuman Intizamiya files an application that this document must not be shared with the media. Media must not read it. It should not come in the public domain. It should be kept like a secret document. and if this document is opened, there will be a law and order situation in this country. It is shocking. It is absolutely shocking, because first time you hear something bizarre like this. Despite the orders passed by the Honorable Supreme Court on 4th of August, when this demand was raised by the Anjuman Intizamiya that the report must be filed in the sealed cover, this demand was rejected by the Supreme Court on 4th August, and it was directed that the copy will be served to the parties and the report will be filed as per the mandate of Order 26, Rule 9 and 10. Despite that order, this report has been filed in sealed cover, and the Anjuman Intizamiya is saying that this sealed cover must not be opened. In fact, I must remind you, Anand, that when the report of Advocate Commissioner was filed under Order 26 Rule 9 in this very case, it was not filed in sealed cover. The law of sealed cover is very, very clear that you can file only anything in sealed cover if it is specifically directed by the Supreme Court or any particular court. Here in this case, the Supreme Court time and again has deprecated the practice of filing the report in sealed cover, and today can you imagine the irony that we have been running from pillar to post. We filed this application before the district court, matter travelled to the High Court, then to the Supreme Court, and after a long legal battle and participating in the survey for 92 days, today, after so many adjournments, when we were waiting for the report of the ASI to be perused by the council, which is their legal right, that also was denied on a flimsy ground by Anjuman Intizamiya that if this report is opened, there will be a law and order situation in this country.
No, why will there be a law and order situation, Vishnu Jain? Why will there be? What is it that the Anjuman Intizamiya are saying will cause a law and order situation?
Yes, I am shocked because this country has seen the judgment of the Supreme Court passed in 370. This country has seen the judgment of the Supreme Court in Ram Mandir case. Most sensitive cases are decided by this honorable court. The hearing of the court is a public proceeding. It's not an in-camera proceeding. And then the Anjuman Intizamiya, because the fact of the matter is this, Anand, kindly appreciate that lot of things have been found in survey of 92 days. And let me tell you, when the survey was happening, they went to the court and took a gag order on 10th of August 2023, saying that whatever is coming in the survey, kindly stop the parties to say anything in the media. So you stopped us from speaking or telling the entire masses as to what is happening in the survey. All right, we also accepted, so that in all fairness, let the survey happen. But today when the report has been filed, you are again willing to shut our mouth so that no one can know that what has happened in the report. It's not a classified document. And let me tell you that this is a representative suit. All the sections of the society are involved in this case. It can't be an exclusive right of Vishnu Shankar Jain or the petitioners in this case. It's an exclusive right of the entire society. And you cannot stop this country from discussing on a ASI report. Ram Mandir's ASI report is in public domain. Everyone can read it. Today we are in an era where the Supreme Court is having the live telecast of Article 370 judgment. The Supreme Court is having live telecast of so many constitutional important hearings. The High Court is having live telecast of so many hearings because on the basic principle that sunlight is the best disinfectant. And today here you want to just keep darkness on this entire report. I think it is absolutely
why is the question? Because the same side has said, Vishnu Jain, the same side has said they won't accept the survey findings. आप सर्वे को मानेंगे भी नहीं और सर्वे को दिखाएंगे भी नहीं.
They won't accept, and they don't want the report to be out. They don't want the report to be out. And same tactics have been played in Mathura Shri Krishna Janmabhoomi case also. In Mathura Shri Krishna Janmabhoomi case, kindly appreciate the irony, Anand. The judgment was passed by the Allahabad High Court on 14th of December. They mentioned the matter in the Supreme Court without informing us, and the matter is listed in the Supreme Court on 15 December. The Supreme Court refuses to grant the stay. The matter is listed in the Allahabad High Court today on 18 December for fixing the modalities. Today before the Allahabad High Court, they argue that the matter is fixed before the Supreme Court on 9th of January. Therefore, it should not be heard. Mr. Paracha, who is their counsel, he says that I am not available. Therefore, kindly adjourn the matter. And on these grounds, the adjournment has been taken. Can you appreciate? Can you imagine? And now the matter has been fixed before the Allahabad High Court on 11th of January.
But Waris Pathan, why Waris Pathan? If you were there as the petitioner and I were to use these kind of tactics, what would you think and what would you say?
Well, Anand, the BJP, the Vishwa Hindu Parishad and the RSS are trying to polarize the situation prior to the 2024 elections. They are creating hatred
are
amongst
court
two
proceedings,
communities.
sir.
They are trying to create communal disharmony amongst two communities. When very well knowing that the Places of Worship Act 1991 is still into existence, it is not overruled. The intention of the Places of Worship Act was clear when it was formed, that the structures which are there on 15 August 1947, you cannot change the nature or character of that thing. So it was made very, very clear. Earlier also we have burnt our hands in the Babri issue. During the Babri era also, these people, they want us to take us to the Babri area. Now during the Babri Masjid time, the Supreme Court has clearly stated that there is no evidence that a temple was destroyed and a mosque was built. That was the unanimous decision by the Honorable Supreme Court. They passed an order under Article 142. We were told 1991 that okay, this is the thing, again future such kind of things should not happen, there should be no communal disharmony amongst the people, so let the Places of Worship Act remain in existence. We allowed, we were cheated, and if the locks were opened during the Congress regime, then suddenly they said Murti Prakat ho gayi, then they said affidavit dal diya, but 6 December 1992 the entire world and the country saw black day in the history of democracy of the country.
Acha, Varis Pathan, please tell me, you're a master at shifting goalposts. I asked you a simple question, Mr. Varis Pathan. If you were the petitioner and if I were to be seeking these kind of delaying tactics, you wanted the survey done and the 1000-page docket was ready, and if I say, nahi, isko bandi rakho, khulla mat rakho, what would you think about me?
Well, the ASI surveys were not even accepted by the Honorable Supreme Court. They doubted the ASI survey during the Babri area also.
No, they did.
They said there is no evidence to show
no, they
that
did. No, they did. Sir, please don't
the
misquote the judgment. The Constitution bench's judgment on Ram Janmabhoomi, I have read every single page. Sir, it very clearly also said that the structure which used to exist there was purely un-Islamic. They also said that the tenets of Islam had been violated itself because Islam ही इजाजत नहीं देता that in a previous place of worship के ऊपर आपके place of worship हो. This was also part of the judgment. No. So let's not go there. I am asking you, if I were to tell you, sir, a court-decided, court-mandated 1000-page docketed survey, if you were to have asked for it, and if I were to have said, nahi sir, isko kholna nahi, isko bandi rakhe. You wanted a hearing, and I would come and say, मैं उस दिन available नहीं हूँ, आप 20 दिन और आगे बात दे देना, date दे देना. I don't inform you and I go to the top court and ask for a hearing. How would you feel and what would you think?
Anand, if you have read the judgment, I
am again asking you, sir, about today's case. If I were to behave like the way the Anjuman Intizamiya have behaved, if I was the one doing this, what would you say about me?
His points,
sir, if I was him, like I said,
you wanted him to make
because you are not answering my question, sir. He answered my question. You are not answering.
I don't mind sitting quiet and listening to whatever they say.
Varis Pathan,
I don't mind. No, I'll answer to your question. Why did you allow me to answer?
You are a past master.
I will not go as per your thing.
कब आप ये करते हैं?
I will not go as per your agenda.
मैं जानता हूँ आप कब ये करते हैं. आप तब ये करते हैं जब आप सवाल का जवाब नहीं देना चाहते हैं. You do this every time you don't want to answer the question.
एंकर को पता होता है कि वारिस पठान का जवाब क्या होगा और सच्चाई नहीं सुनना चाहता है एंकर और सच्चाई लोगों तक पहुंचाना नहीं चाहता है.
जो क्वेश्चन मैंने पूछा उसका तो जवाब आपने दिया ही नहीं. मैंने आपसे क्या पूछा? मैंने पूछा अगर आप मेरी जगह होते या अगर मैंने वो किया होता जो अगर आप पेटिशनर होते. आई एम अगेन आस्किंग यू द सेम क्वेश्चन. आई हैव आस्क्ड यू द सेम क्वेश्चन अगेन एंड अगेन. यू हैव नॉट आंसर्ड. इफ यू वर द पेटिशनर एंड इफ आई हैड बीन द वन डूइंग दिस, if you wanted that 1000-page docket and if I was the one doing this, what would you say about me?
Who has submitted the report to the court? The ASI, no? Ask this question to the ASI.
No,
why did they give it the seal?
I am asking
why
you.
Are you asking me this question?
Because the
ASI has submitted it before the honorable court. And it is not for the first time that an accident.
Again, you are not answering the question.
So you are a past master.
Vishnu Jain.
Anjuman went to the court.
Why you want to run an agenda? Why you want to create?
I am not running any agenda. My point, sir, is.
These are hard facts.
Sir, you said. No, sir. You said again. What did you say? Places of Worship Act. You felt cheated. Those who are offering puja at the Western Dwar since till 1994, what should they feel when they suddenly are stopped from offering that puja? What should those ladies, what should those devotees feel? They should not feel cheated.
Country will not run on the basis of your faith or my faith. Country will run on the basis of the constitution
So
and the
suddenly
law
you,
framed by the
just
parliament.
now you talked about your
everybody have
faith.
to follow
Just
that.
now you
What
talked
about
about
the
your
basis of
faith and your trust.
1991? Throw
Your
it.
trust.
Burn
Your
it.
trust. Sir, in this case, this is a title suit. And the suit is that I should have the right to pray. The constitution allows every individual citizen the right to pray. If that right to pray has been denied by illegal means, then what should you do about it? Should that person not look for justice?
What
And
was
when
the
that
illegal
course
means?
of justice
What are
says
the
survey
illegal
this
means?
place
No,
and
okay.
see what the
What are the
origins are
illegal means?
and what
Okay,
the
okay.
nature
What
of
are
this
the-
place
what
of
is
worship
the-
is.
what are the
And
illegal
if
means?
I were to come and say
What are the
no,
illegal
don't
means? You
put
tell
this
me, you
survey,
answer to my
no,
question
don't
now.
disclose this
Nah,
survey,
nah, nah.
don't let the
Yeah,
truth
you are
come out.
doing a
What
part-
would
you
you
are
say?
taking a part-
What would you say?
No, no,
Vishnu
no, don't
Jain,
show partiality.
Vishnu
No, no,
Jain,
no, no.
Vishnu Jain, am
No,
I
no,
doing
this is
partiality,
not the
sir?
way. No, I don't
Vishnu
conduct
Jain,
debate this way. No, no.
Vishnu Jain, you
are
cannot
not
have the
allowed
right
to
to
make my
worship.
This is very
You are
You
not
cannot
allowed
have
to
the
make
right
my
to
point. You are
worship.
lying. You are lying before the entire
no,
nation.
no, 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 sir. No, sir.
Sir,
Sir,
that this
sir,
constitution
sir,
and according
sir,
to the
sir,
constitution.
sir,
But when we take the
sir,
shelter of that
sir,
very
if you can
constitution
prove
and we
that
find
one
You are
word of
lying.
what I have
within
said
the
is a
constitution,
then he
lie, I
says
will
that
take
no, it
back
should
my
not be
words and
done.
I will apologize to
You are a liar.
you. But if you are going to try and play this game with me, Varis
Apologize.
Pathan, I
Then
will
you have
call you out,
stopped.
sir.
You must
If
apologize
you
first that
if
have
you play this
stopped
game
Varis
with me,
Pathan
sir,
for making
you will
a
not rile me
genuine
up,
point.
sir. I can, Varis bhai,
You
I
have to
know
apologize to
you
the
are a
nation
past
today.
master at this,
You
sir, and I
have
have
to
caught you, sir.
apologize for stopping and interjecting
Respectfully,
me
sir, I have
for
caught
every
you.
few seconds.
You have not answered
You
my
have to
question.
allow me.
Please
See,
speak.
this is not the
Please
way.
speak, Varis Pathan.
I
Answer my
know this
question.
is against your agenda.
Please
but
speak,
I
Varis
can make my
Pathan.
point. That's it.
Please, Varis Pathan. Please speak. I am asking
I
you.
will
Again,
make my
same
point.
question
I
I will
won't
ask
go
you
as per
again.
your
One more
word
time I will
into
ask
my
you, sir.
mouth.
If
I am very capable.
if
I am
somebody,
capable enough of
Varis
making my
Pathan,
point.
I am asking you very
I don't need any help from Anand
Suniye,
Narasimhan.
okay, okay, well, we've done.
I don't need any
guys,
help from you.
phenomenal
I am
posturing,
capable.
sir. Phenomenal
I am
posturing,
capable.
sir. I am
I've got
again
the-
asking you, sir.
I've got the constitution
If you
with me.
wanted, if
I have
you
the right.
wanted
I
a
know how
one
to make a point.
does
and I know how the
the sure
arguments
does
can
the
take place.
constitution
Yes.
allow every devotee a right to pray, sir?
That there is a masjid. That is what I say. The places of worship act is
What
taken
I am saying,
into
sir, is
consideration.
I
There is a
asked
masjid.
again. You are not
cannot
answering my
change the
question,
nature
sir.
and character. So
It's
allow them to pray. That's it.
Again, you are not answering my question.
I am not allowing as per your whims.
No, I
I
am
am not
asking you
allow-
a question,
I am not
sir.
answering because
My
you
simple
want me to
question,
answer
sir.
which I
Yes
don't
and no.
want
Let's
to
play.
make the fault.
Let's do
Why?
yes and no. Yes
I
and
don't
no.
lie.
Why
I want to
argue?
speak a truth.
Why argue, Varis Pathan? I am saying, does the Constitution
Why
allow?
argue is why?
Sir, does the Constitution of our country allow every devotee the right to pray? Yes or no?
That is what.
Yes.
That is why the Muslims want the right to pray.
Yes,
Muslims
yes,
have been
yes,
praying that
yes,
it is a mosque,
yes.
it is a mosque.
You are saying yes.
As per
You
the
are
places
saying
of
you are
worship,
saying
that
yes.
it is a
You are
mosque.
saying yes. Now
It is
let
a
me
mosque.
ask another.
You cannot
Let me
change the
ask.
nature and
Let me
character
ask
of the
Vishnu
mosque.
Jain the
That's
next
it.
question. Vishnu Jain.
That is a mosque.
Vishnu
You
Jain.
cannot change
If
the nature
I
and
had the
character of
right
that
to
place, that's
pray
it.
at a temple,
As simple as that.
if I had the right to pray to a deity till 1994.
It was never a temple.
Till 90.
It was never destroyed. Come
I
on, now
said
say what
if I
you
had
say.
the right to
I
pray
said it
to
was
a
never a
deity.
temple. It's the
Hear my
Supreme Court
question
unanimous
carefully,
stand
sir.
in the Babri area
Mr.
also.
Varis Pathan, hear
During
my
the
question carefully. No, no,
Babri
sir.
era also it
If
was
I
decided
had the
never
right
see.
to pray
No
to my
temple was
deity
destroyed.
till
Same situation
1994
you are
and
today.
suddenly I am denied that right, has my constitutional right been violated or not? Vishnu Shankar Jain.
Yes,
If you are
definitely
following
my
the constitution,
constitutional
follow the
right
places
has
of
Okay,
been
worship
violated.
let me take
And
this
Mr.
question to
Varis
Ishkar.
Pathan is saying
Take the
that
Okay,
this is
good.
not a temple.
Constitution,
That's why
the
we have
papers
asked for
of
an
the
ASI survey
Constitution,
to
the
prove that it's a
parliamentarians have
temple
after
by all the
debate
characteristics.
have come to
That's why this
conclusion
ASI
from the law.
survey has been done. And now the Varis Bhai
just
says
talk about
that
size,
ASI report should also not be brought
settled in
before everyone.
1968.
ASI report must be kept in the sealed cover. This is shocking because Varis Bhai does not want the truth to come out, and the truth is the
ASI
blatant
report is
truth
submitted by
that
the
Gyan
ASI. Ask
Gati is
them the
not a
question.
mosque, it's a temple,
They have the right to
and once a
submit the sealed
temple,
cover.
always a
They have a
temple.
right to
And
submit
this
the
entire
sealed cover.
area, Gyan
You
Gapi
cannot
mosque,
take away the
it's
rights
not a
of the
mosque
ASI.
as per
They
Islamic
submitted,
law,
submitted.
it's not a mosque by any stretch of
what are you
imagination,
operating then?
it's
Why
a
you want the ASI
complex
to
temple
put it
complex
open?
where they are unnecessarily going, entering and offering a namaz, and this namaz should be stopped
You
with
cannot
iron
go for
hand
survey.
Sir,
immediately.
my simple
Because
question,
the moment
whether
the
something
ASI has
should be
submitted its
started or
report,
something should
this
be
namaz
stopped.
can't be
That
offered
may-
there.
Just calm down, gentlemen. Calm down, calm
You
down.
cannot
Ishkaran
surpass
Bhandari,
the
Ishkaran.
Babri
One minute,
judgment.
calm down, calm
Had
down.
there been masjid
Calm
remained
down, sir.
on that
You are the
very
one
day,
who's going back
December,
into history.
the
That
judgment
matter
would have been
already settled, sir.
different. You want
That
to open
matter
a
is already
Pandora's
settled,
box.
and
You
that's
want to
where
take
the
the
problem
country
is.
to the Babri
Ishkaran
era.
Bhandari,
You want
Radha
to
Raman
create
Das,
an
and
atmosphere of
and
hate in the
just
country.
quickly
This
asking
we
this
will not
question. No,
allow.
heckling is not
Already
going to
we have
help.
burnt down our
Heckling is
hands
not
in
going
the
to help
Babri
at all,
area. This
sir.
time we will not
Ishkaran
allow you
Bhandari,
to
a
do that.
simple question. Somebody knows As per the court, when they cite the constitution, the court judgment says that if you have a structure built over a structure which had a particular religious character, then that particular structure does not, the original religious character remains. One. Secondly, as per the tenets of Islam, quoted in the Supreme Court judgment on Ram Janmabhoomi, the 5-judge bench, that judgment very clearly says that as per the Quran and as per Islam, a structure which has been built, no structure should be built for prayer for Muslims over another religious structure or structure belonging to another faith. Such a structure will be deemed un-Islamic. I have an Islamic scholar with us and the same part has been quoted in the judgment. I am not quoting it verbatim, but this is precisely the understanding. My question is, sir, if there is a survey being conducted to determine the exact nature of that structure, where there are two parties who are disputing, the ASI conducts the report and submits it, but one party stands up and says, keep it sealed, don't show it to anybody. The other one says, show it to everybody because I have got nothing to hide. What would be your inference?
Anand, the inference every intelligent viewer of your channel can draw, but let us start by the entirety of Mandir litigation in India. There is a conspiracy of silence and then there is an inference of violence or intimidation if that conspiracy of silence is broken. That is in nutshell the entire case. When it was Somnath Mandir, the then Prime Minister was not in favor of its restoration.
Now why you interject him? Now why you are allowing him to make his points?
I didn't interrupt this, Mr. Pradhan. Now it's my turn, let me speak please. The then Prime Minister objected to the President of India from going there. This is 1947. K.M. Munshi, the one who restored it, you see the political cost he paid for doing that. Now you come to Ram Mandir. I was in court when the argument was made to have the hearing after 2019. The reason being because there was this hope that if the government changes, then you will again have an affidavit which will say there is no historical basis of Ram. There is no proof. It's a myth. So that the cases can get delayed and the government actively acts against a Hindu going to court to claim his right. That is the reason they keep wanting delay. That is the reason they are even today wanting a delay, because they have this pipe dream that in 2024 a government could come which could actively oppose these cases, because they cannot win these cases on merit. The naked eye, if we come into Kashi, the naked eye can see what happened there, what destruction happened there. They are farmans, they are documents which show what destruction. But the reality is that in a court proceeding, when a party is trying to prove it as per law by an ASI survey, what is the entire purpose of survey if you say in an affidavit, and I started by saying...
Lying! You are lying!
That if this affidavit is opened, there would be a law and order situation. If this affidavit is opened, there would be a...
No, but why will there be a law and order situation? If both parties are seeking the truth, why will there be a law and order situation? And who will create the law and order situation? Vishnu Shankar Jain. Vishnu Shankar Jain.
Just 10 seconds, Anand.
Yeah.
So when you file an affidavit and say if a scientific proof comes, there would be violence, I think that should be the ground to immediately publicize the affidavit, because in a way you're intimidating the judiciary. If Parliament passes a bill, you say we will do violence on the streets. If judiciary does a scientific survey, you say it will lead to law and order and violence situation. We cannot have judiciary or Parliament being hijacked by these threats.
The point is, those who want the truth to come out are willing to wait. Those who do not want the truth to come out or do not want the facts to come out are willing to delay. This is an argument that's being built, and that gives rise when these kind of deferments, averments, adjournments, etc. happen. Vishnu Shankar Jain, what happens next? Quickly, sir, I know you have limited time with us, and then I'll bring in our other Atikur Rahman and Radha Raman Das. You've been very patiently waiting for 20 minutes. Yes, Vishnu Shankar Jain.
See, I filed my strong objection before the Honorable Court today. The matter has been fixed on 21st of December, and I am going to cite judgments after judgments of the Supreme Court where the Supreme Court has deprecated the practice of the seal cover. I will also cite the judgment of the Supreme Court in this particular case wherein it was ordered that this report should not be filed in the seal cover, and I will also quote the certain principles. Anand, kindly appreciate that this entire case is like this, that someone enters into my house, he captures all the 10 rooms. If that house has 10 rooms, he captures all the 10 rooms. And now when we are asking the question, they say that no, only talk about one room, don't talk about the remaining 9 rooms. That's what the argument of Places of Worship Act is. Now when we say that, okay, do the scientific survey, they say, all right, scientific survey has been done by the Supreme Court, they have lost up till the Supreme Court, but no, don't open the report, because if this report is open, there will be law and order situation. Who will create law and order situation? If the Hindu community wanted to create law and order situation, we would have never gone to the court. We would have been protesting on the streets. We have gone to the court because we believe in the judicial system and judicial mechanism, and those people who want hooliganism, those people who do not believe in the rule of law, they are saying
well,
that
that's your argument, sir. That's your argument. Let's hope the Idgah committee.
Right. This Karan Bandari is absolutely right.
Let's hope the
That they are
Anjuman
threatening the
Intizamiya.
judiciary.
Let's hope Anjuman Intizamiya also take the right stand. More importantly, the judge and the judiciary, the honorable judge takes the right stand. And here is a promise, Vishnu Shankar Jain. Page by page, every single word, every single finding of that survey report, we will put it out here on the right stand. If that document is allowed to be made public, which should rightfully be done, which it should rightfully, the archaeological survey of India's findings, sir, because whatever it is, it will clear matters once and for all, and let's hope it does, because if it scientifically settles an issue and an issue of faith and belief, then so be it. We're ready to accept that, and I think that's the way forward. That let the courts decide and let the courts decide. Let's not try and unnecessarily delay, disrupt, and try and create these unnecessary adjournments. Vishnu Shankar Jain, thank you very much. Varis Patan, please stay on. Yes, Atikur Rahman, please tell me, sir. Why would somebody say, I will not believe your survey, scientific survey, I will not open your survey, I don't want it to be opened, and I will not let you do the survey? These are the three arguments which are happening between Gyanvapi and Krishna Janmabhoomi.
So Anand, I think we are forgetting the fact of the matter that we are discussing a sub-judice matter. And ASI is headed, or the ASI team is conducting with all its expertise, but there are no judicial officers on it. So both the parties have the right to challenge that what are the findings, what will be revealed, in what manner it will be revealed, how the media will be utilizing those materials, what has been revealed, and that is why I perhaps think that the Intizamiya committee is right within its right to say that it should be in a sealed cover, so that the media does not play its tactics with the Hindutva forces in its hands.
But why are you assuming that is what they will do?
The core matter.
No, Atikur Rahman, please tell me, why are you assuming that is what they will do when the ASI report comes?
Because
why are you saying that the Hindu Paksh ka palada bhari ho jayega if the ASI report is made public?
Yes, because media plays into the hands of the Hindutva forces.
No, it is a report, right?
The media plays into the hands of
please. Tell me, it's a report, it's a 1000-page report. The media will only have to play what is written in the report, but you are pre-assuming and you are already telling our viewers that the Hindu Paksh will become a little more buoyant. Why, sir?
Anand, is the ASI report the only thing on which the judiciary will be deciding the matter of the Gyanvapi
Sir, the
box?
ASI report will become the pillar to decide what is the original religious character of that structure, sir, and of that parisar.
ASI report will be challenged.
To challenge it, but first read the report. You have to read the report to challenge it, sir.
Yes, why? Why make it public then?
Because the public should also read the report to challenge it or to accept it. Public also needs to read the report to challenge it or to accept it, and it is scientifically done survey. What the science point towards? What the science points towards, shouldn't that be known publicly?
Public opinion can be in the
No.
In the social media.
No, sir. No, sir. The public opinion se zyada your own opinion, even before the survey report is tabled, your own opinion you let loose and you revealed, sir, when you said that Hindu Paksh ka palada bhari ho jayega if the report is made public. Now, Radha Raman Das ji, it's 75 years since our independence. Thank you very much for your patience. 75 years since our independence. We are supposed to be living in harmony. Everybody is supposed to be looking after each other. Why is it that there is a set of people who believe that areas of faith for another Paksh will become a matter of dispute, will not be given? If the days of Atatai, days of invaders, days of disruptors are over.
It is so sad to hear this conversation, एंड हिंदी में एक कहावत है कि चोर के दाढ़ी में तिनका, एक कहावत है. तो you know, it is anybody watching this show, they can understand. Now the opposite party who has 40,000 temples destroyed by them, and now again there is injustice being done to Hindus. When Hindu Paksh is asking for scientific survey, then that is also a problematic. When their own historians, the historians of Aurangzeb, the person who destroyed our temples, they have written that on this date, particular date, the order was given and the temple was destroyed. Historically, archaeologically, scientifically, we Hindus are very patiently, we are ready to obey law and scientifically prove that great injustice was done. But when we see that even this right is not allowed and shouted upon, this is very, very shocking. I was just hearing Vishnu Shankar Jain ji. In this country, there is talk about majority and minority. That is a complete bullshit. But on TV screen, there were two minorities. One minority, they want to destroy the existence of infidels, Hindus. And there is another minority, Mr. Jain and his father, Vishnu Shankar Jain and Hari Shankar Jain, who are fighting for the rights of Hindus. I just want to say that Hindus has suffered most in Bharat for last 1,000 years.
But you should also say, you should also accept, sir, that if the Hindu Paksh has a strong case, the Hindu Paksh has been has taken too much of time and effort in being able to convince the courts. The Hindu Paksh has not been able to convince the top court of the country in the matter of the Kashmir Hindu exodus. The Hindu Paksh so far has not been able to convince the top court of the country to make sure a speedy day-to-day hearing on the matters of Krishna Janmabhoomi and Baba Adi Vishwanath are done, or the Gyanvapi Parisar are done. The Hindu Paksh has failed in its endeavour to try and raise the issue that in a secular Bharat, a Bharat that treats every citizen equally, Hindus don't have a sthan in Hindustan as far as the legal eye is concerned.
No, actually Hindus have not failed, but our courts has failed Hindus. It's not that Hindu Paksh didn't file
No,
case.
sir. Can we just blame the judge? Should we blame the law? If those who are arguing for the case of Hindus have not been able to put up a strong point, or more people are not making the same point, why should it be only a Hari Shankar Jain and a Vishnu Shankar Jain? Where are the other voices, legal voices, strong voices? Why have they not cleared an issue of clear title?
You're absolutely right. Actually, there is a big conspiracy around Hindus. First, leftists, they controlled our curriculum. Bollywood controlled our entertainment.
Control happens, with all humility, sir, control happens only when those who are being controlled allow the control to happen. If we allowed 60,000 Britishers to control a nation of 300 million, that itself is reflective upon us, sir. So that is something that we should change as a nation, as a people, if we really want to be a Viksit Bharat and we want to be a Naya Bharat. And the courts will also listen to those who come to them with conviction. That's where the court, when the conviction happened, where arguments with conviction happened, then judgments also came through. Here the courage of conviction has to happen, and people who dictate the intellectual discourse have to start dictating the intellectual discourse in the right manner. I leave with that humble submission. I thank you all for your patience. Thank you very, very much. Thank you for joining us this evening. We'll wait for the 21st of December, ladies and gentlemen, to see what the Varanasi court decides. Moving on, in an unprecedented move, 92 opposition MPs who were protesting over Parliament security breach incident have been suspended from both houses for their alleged misconduct and disruption in Parliament. Proceedings on the 13th of Friday the 13th, Lok Sabha MPs and one Rajya Sabha MP, beg your pardon. On Friday, 13 Lok Sabha MPs and one Rajya Sabha MP had been suspended. Today, a total of 45 opposition members have been suspended from the Rajya Sabha, 33 from the Lok Sabha. The opposition has been pressing for the Prime Minister and the Home Ministers to make statements on the floor of the House over the security breach incident. While the opposition has called the suspension an attempt to gag dissent, the BJP has cited the book and has also reminded the opposition that the Speaker has already issued a statement in the House and the matter is under investigation. Is the Speaker right in suspending disruptors and those who have been found guilty of misconduct? That's the question that we ask. GVL Narasimha Rao, Rajya Sabha MP of the BJP with us. Vijay Vasanth, suspended MP from the Congress party with us. Kapil Madan, political analyst with us. And we should have Sonal Mansingh ji also joining us. Let me first go across to Vijay Vasanth and ask him, what happened, Vijay Vasanth? You are one of those who have been suspended. What is it that you did that was deemed misconduct and worthy of suspension, sir?
Sir, since the December 13th incident, we've been asking the House that Home Minister and the Prime Minister should give us a statement regarding the security breach. And we've been asking it and none of the things was happening, and we've been ignored completely. We've been raising slogans, we've been asking them, demanding them, we've been ignored and we've been pushed to this limit. And whoever we've been protesting a lot have been suspended. This has been sidelined because the BJP government is just suppressing our voice. All we ask is what has happened is a tremendous security breach and we need an explanation inside the house because the event has happened inside the house. The incident has happened inside the house. So we are asking the Home Minister to give us a statement inside the house where the Home Minister refused to come, and we've been asking for it, and whoever asked for it, they've been suspended. See, now the 92 MPs have been suspended.
But Vijay Vasanth, another follow-up question. Was there some aspect of decorum that was breached? A promise about maintaining a certain decorum even when there is protest? Not carrying placards. Was this an agreement that was made amongst all parliamentarians as they moved to the new Parliament House, to Samvidhan Bhavan? Was that
no,
breached?
our voice has not been heard. So how do you expect us? How do you expect us to express it? Because our voice has not been heard. So we have to express our agitate. We have to agitate on it. So we need to raise our voices. So we've been demanding, if the Home Minister comes and addresses the House, why are we going to do this? Why we want to keep suspending the houses? Even we want to run the houses in a peaceful way. But
why is the
not in a position because they're not.
If I may ask you, why is the insistence on the Home Minister making a speech when the Speaker himself said that the responsibility of the Lok Sabha is with the Secretariat and the Speaker will speak or the Chairman will speak about it? Why the insistence on the Home Minister having to make a statement?
Sir, the incident happened inside the Parliament, and what has happened is we've been requesting them to, though the Speaker gives us a statement, we need the Home Minister to give us an explanation on it, because the explanation is given outside the Parliament. Outside the Parliament, he's been addressed to the media, but not the House where the incident happened. So we just want him to come to the House where the incident happened and give us an explanation on it.
Right. So GVL Narasimha Rao, Sonal Mansingh ji also with us. The argument is, if the Prime Minister can comment on it in a media interview, the Home Minister can speak about it in the media interview in public domain outside, why can't one of them speak inside the House? GVL Narasimha Rao.
Anand, good evening to you and all the panelists and the viewers. As a colleague in Parliament would understand, Lok Sabha, entire Parliament premises, not just Lok Sabha, but Parliament premises which houses both chambers of Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, and the entire compound, Parliament complex, is controlled. The security of the Parliament complex is under the superintendence of Speaker of Lok Sabha. Home Minister does not directly supervise security policing operations within the Parliament compound. That is the special powers that Speaker enjoys. And Speaker alone has the authority to call for an inquiry, and he's already called for an inquiry. He has shared preliminary findings of this. They simply want to do politics over it. They are trying to lower the dignity of the office of Speaker of Lok Sabha, who enjoys in precedence. He's above cabinet ministers in terms of order of precedence. So why are you lowering the dignity? You are members, elected members of Lok Sabha, and you have no respect for the presiding officer who himself has called for an inquiry, provided certain preliminary findings, and held a meeting with leaders of floor leaders of various political parties.
Okay.
You simply want to do politics.
Okay. Now, Vijay Vasanth, would you want to respond to that before I bring in Sonal Mansingh ji and Kapil Madan? Yeah.
Yes, sir. I would like to respond to it. The thing is, like, yes, we do agree. The speaker is main thing, but the thing is, the event has happened inside the parliament, and two visitors would jump from the visitors gallery, rush towards the speaker with the smoke in their hand. And my question is, what if that people are from the Congress party or from allied party? Will the government react the same? Just because the passes was given by a BJP MP, why there is no action taken against him? The inquiry is going on for 3-4 days. When the visitor pass has been cancelled immediately after that, then whoever raises the slogans have been suspended immediately. Why there is no action taken against the BJP MP?
Sonal Mansingh ji?
So is it the government taking the sides on it?
Sonal Mansingh ji?
I don't think so. I don't think so, because each time something happens and answers are not given or they're not forthcoming in their required time by the opposition parties. I mean, they cannot dictate on every point. It takes its own time, because they cannot go wrong. Speaker cannot come forward and give some information which may be lacking in certain details, or with the details may not be correct. So many angles have to be monitored. And as JVL Narasimha Rao ji said, that the entire domain comes under the speaker, his authority. Number two, that whenever anything, I mean, I've been in the Parliament Rajya Sabha since July 2018. I have seen several such incidents, I mean, if not breach, but several. And each time they go to town, demand, rush to the table, rush to the well, and bring posters and everything that is not allowed within the houses, they do. And I think so far the chairman Rajya Sabha has been very, very kind, even the previous chairman Honorable Venkaiah Naidu ji, and even the present one. But there is a limit to everything, and I think the opposition needs to act a little more responsibly, a little more honorably. It doesn't behove. Shobha nahi deta. After all, Speaker has assured that the thing is going on inquiry, and then demanding the advice, and the BJP suspended immediately. Things don't happen according to the wishes of the opposition. They, I mean, come on. I'm sorry to say that it's like a child, crying for a toy. No, why not this, and I only want this. I don't see the point. I think there has to be a little patience. There has to be a little decorum. Be patient, things will come out. It's not as simple, because so many news is coming, some hawala, some, all kinds of links are being put forward. So when they are sifted through and when they are assured of the details being correct, they will be given.
Vijay Vasanth? Kapil, I'll come to you after this. Yeah. Vijay Vasanth?
Yep.
How do you want to respond to Sonal Mansingh ji? Why the adamance? Why can't you wait? You could have, the opposition could have said, we'll allow business, we will pass important bills which need to be done, we'll do the debate, but give us an assurance that before the session ends, there will be an answer. That is also another way of looking at it.
See, we've been requesting it from the day one, and the government is not responding to it. So we've been waiting. How long we will wait? Because though it is very clear that the passes will be issued by a BJP MP, why this no action has been taken? Yes, okay, why don't the Home Minister come into the House and say that, okay, the things have been taken up, let him explain it in the House. So that's what I demand. Why you have to avoid us? Why you are pushing us to that extent? Because our voices will not be heard inside the Parliament, because this is more unparliamentary, and this democracy is not working at all.
So, but there is a point where JVL Narasimha Rao, what action will be taken against Mr. Pratap Simha is a question that it's a valid question that the opposition can ask. Secondly, the Home Minister could have said, I will answer towards the end of the session, last day of the session of Parliament, once we have something concrete and I have a green go ahead from the Speaker himself, because the Speaker is in charge. This is also a statement that the Home Minister could have made in either of the houses or in both the houses. It's possible. If the government also wanted business to function, In this case, it is like if you are going to be haughty or in the sense adamant, I will show that I can be double and far more adamant, and I will punish you for being adamant. This is another argument against the government right now.
Anand, a friend is repeatedly saying, why not the minister come and speak? Why not the minister? What action are you taking against an MP? You see, the MPs give a lot of passes, but certainly, unless the person to whom pass has been given, if he has had a criminal record, and one can say the MP should have been a little more discreet. But the people who have actually indulged in this act, to the best of my knowledge, have no criminal antecedents. So, if anybody who comes to you repeatedly and he's a member of your constituency, MPs are inclined to give them passes. But the real question is not who gave the pass. The question is how did they pass the security clearance and how were they able to bring in their substances, the powder into the gallery, visitors gallery, and how did it jump from there? Security issues are to be probed.
Correct.
Not why this MP gave them passes, because that's certainly, if they have had criminal history, one can possibly say, okay, this should have been more discreet, there should have been better check. Here, what is being debated, what is being inquired into is primarily why security lapses have occurred, and this is certainly an important and a serious matter, and several such instances have happened in the past.
Point taken that breaches have happened, passes have been taken, and these are seemingly people from very, very humble backgrounds, totally unrelated to each other, and they have no criminal antecedents as far as this is concerned. Following a Bhagat Singh fan Facebook page is not criminal in our country. To have a particular point of view politically is also not criminal. So these are valid arguments, Vijay, Vasanth, which you would also appreciate. Sonal Mansingh ji has put her hand up. Yes, Sonal ji, and then Kapil Mata. Yeah.
Yeah, very quick point that these boys may not be as innocent as we presume them to be. They are very well trained. After all, jumping and the timing and the jumping and then, leaping over tables and taking out from the, it is all, they are well trained. According to me, not only me, but a lot of people I've talked to, they are well trained. They are not as innocent as they are made out to be. And then I think there are so many links are being probed. Now the links are going in
they are not,
which are,
doodh ke dhule nahi hai, but there was no dag on them before they could get the passes. So that's the current argument, Sonalji. The fact is that there was no criminal record against them. And there was nothing that came as a red flag.
That point is well taken. That point is well taken. Yeah. That point is well taken.
So clearly their intent,
I'm just adding another angle.
Their intent was that they came there with a particular purpose. That purpose had been practiced, that purpose had been decided, and that purpose had been very, very beautifully planned, very well planned, and you need to dive deeper into getting that aspect. Kapil Madan, disrupting parliament and getting into this kind of behavior on the adamants that only this person till they speak will we allow any business to function. Isn't that taking things too far, despite knowing the overall scenario that there is some action being taken, there is an inquiry? The opposition could have sought an assurance that last day of the winter session, before we close or before the House is adjourned sine die, there will be a statement. They could have sought that kind of an assurance, allowed these bills to pass.
Anand, I was very patiently listening to what Mr. Rao was saying, and what Mr. Rao was saying, to my understanding and knowledge, it looks a little evasive, but because his arguments was not, fitting the bill. Now, I will just respond to, Mr. Rao when he made an argument that this security, it is the speaker who is in charge of the security inside the parliament. I will remind him, I think he is actually not well briefed, he is not read or, researched. The incident happened both inside the parliament and there were protesters outside the parliament also. That's point number one. So factually, he made a wrong statement here. My point number two here is that Delhi police is presently investigating the matter. Now, Delhi police comes under the Home Ministry, and who is in charge of Home Ministry? It is the Home Minister, Mr. Amit Shah. So therefore, in these circumstances, the opposition is right in seeking an explanation from the Honorable Home Minister that it is a monumental, unprecedented security lapse, and which needs to be explained. Now, coming to your argument,
to use a color bomb outside Parliament is not a breach of security. It's a violation of law and order in terms of the basic tenets and also 144 and a security cordon. But it's not a breach of Parliament inside Kapil Madan. So factually, GVL Narasimha Rao, 1 minute. Factually, GVL Narasimha Rao spoke about what happens inside Parliament. One minute, I heard you and then I'm talking. I heard you first. No, you please listen to me, please.
If 4 people, please allow me to complete answer.
Okay, complete.
So if 4 people come together with a common agenda, with a common objective in mind, 2 people go inside, 2 people go outside, and everyone is arrested in one FIR, then what do you make out of it?
What we make out of it is that this is this is my limited understanding, sir. What happened inside? 1 minute, hang on. Hear me out. You don't need to fight. We are not fighting. We are listening to each other, right? Can you please have the patience to listen to me, or you just want to rabble rouse? If that's the intent, please go ahead. I will keep quiet.
No, please go on. Let's have a civilized.
So what I am trying to say, sir, is the fact that these two entered Parliament comes within the domain of the Speaker, because the Speaker is the boss. There are others who are in charge of Parliament security. There is a PSG group, there is a CRPF deployed, there are officials or the members of the Delhi Police also, which all form the security cordon, but the Joint Secretary also reports to the Speaker. It's the Secretariat. We know that. So there has to be an answer of the Speaker. Yes, you have a valid argument that the Delhi Police comes under the Union Home Minister. My question is, seek an answer from the Home Minister. But to disrupt proceedings and to ensure no bills are passed till the time the Home Minister speaks, is that not a violation of the trust of the voter and the taxpayer under whose cost the Parliament is functioning right now?
Now tell me something.
If the government refuses to give a commitment that towards the last day of the last session of the House, winter session, the Home Minister will still not speak, then there is a different angle. But this demand has never been made.
Let me respond. I think you made a very interesting point.
Can I respond to
that? Yes, GVL Narasimha Rao. GVL, final minute, sir. Final minute.
Yeah. Make my point.
No, Mr. Kapil's statements are flawed. They are flawed because Delhi Police, without a doubt, is bossed by the Union Home Ministry. They fall under the Union Home Ministry. But when they are doing an inquiry for the Speaker of Lok Sabha, they will work only under the directions of Speaker of Lok Sabha.
Right.
If there is an investigation being done under the orders of the Supreme Court, they will only report to Supreme Court. They will not work under instructions of the Home Minister.
Sir, all points well taken. All points well taken. But sir, and I'm quoting the late Mr. Arun Jaitley, responsibility of the House functioning rests on the government, rests on the leader of the House. That's one, sir. And secondly, sir, Vijay Vasanth asked the question, had it been connected to an opposition MP, what would have been the attitude of the government and who all would have stood up to speak? Well, I'll leave it at that. But the House should function, sir. Bills should be passed. It's in the interest of the people. Irrespective of who comes to power in 2024, these bills are necessary. So my urge to all sides, all parties is allow the House to function, please. Let these business be transacted. And then you can settle the political scores too. Thank you very, very much. Have to wind up on that note. We're going to take a very short break. Stay with us.
Hello, Moto.
Movement that inspires.
News is everywhere, but so much of it is noise. But how do you make sense of it? How do you sift the grain from the chaff and get to the point that matters?
Crosstalks, where the big stories are simplified, bite by bite. Weeknights at 9 on CNN News 18.
movement that inspires.
I'm joined by Dr. Rajiv J. Devan, who is the IMA COVID task member, also belongs to Kerala, so he will be able to tell us more about JN.1 that is doing the rounds in Kerala. One case has in fact been detected. So I'm joined by Dr. Rajiv J. Devan. Thank you for joining with us. And starting with, what is really the situation on ground in Kerala? One case of JN.1 has been detected from Trivandrum. So how worrisome is the situation?
We have been tracking the pandemic from before it entered India in 2020. And over the past couple of months, we have seen an uptick in respiratory illnesses, which is cough, cold, breathing difficulty kind of illness. But on testing, especially in the early part of November or in October, we really did not see many COVID patients at all, apart from one or two. But towards the end of November, cases started coming in. In other words, with the same symptomatology, we were finding they were belonging to COVID rather than due to influenza. So, in other words, people with these symptoms are increasingly found to be due to COVID. That's the way we see it on the ground. Most individuals are not requiring hospital care. They could be without symptoms. For instance, somebody who enters a transplant facility gets tested for safety purposes, and they may turn out to be positive and discover that they've had no symptoms. Likewise, the younger and healthier people are having what is typically a few days of severe body pain, tiredness, unable to go to work, a bit of headache, runny nose, sore throat. Not so much of cough, not so much of pneumonia. We're not really seeing pneumonia now, unlike during the Delta period in 2021, that was carnage. Now, over the last few days, the number of cases have gone up. But if you look at a situation on the ground in tertiary centers, people are coming in with fever and other symptoms like before. But the number of COVID patients is not overwhelming. But that being said, let me say this. The reported numbers always depend on testing. And specific forms of testing like RT-PCR and government facilities get reported. Antigen tests done at home are not tested, are not reported. Most people are not keen to test anymore. Doctors are not keen to test anymore because it may not make a difference in management and it only adds to the expense. So all of these things are factored.
No, are you saying that this variant is evading the RT-PCR test? Can this be detected with the RT-PCR test itself?
No. In fact, RT-PCR test will pick up the variant. It is not evading the RT-PCR. But the point is that if you look at people who are coming in with symptoms of COVID or symptoms like COVID or respiratory illness, we were not seeing COVID 2 months ago, but we are seeing COVID now. That's the point. The second point is you asked about evasion.
The National Investigation Agency continues its crackdown on terror. The probe agency arrested 8 terror operatives of the ISIS Ballari module, including its leader Minaz. NIA team swooped down on 19 locations spread across Ballari, Bengaluru in Karnataka, Amravati, Mumbai and Pune in Maharashtra, Jamshedpur and Bokaro in Jharkhand and Delhi. The raids also led to the seizure of explosive, raw materials, sharp-edged weapons, unaccounted cash and incriminating documents along with smartphones and other digital devices. And according to initial investigations, the accused had planned to use the explosive raw material for fabrication of IEDs which were to be used for carrying out terror acts and a string of terror attacks. NIA has revealed that 8 ISIS agents arrested during the raids were involved in actively promoting terror and terror-related acts and activities of the ISIS, the proscribed organization. Investigations have further revealed that the accused, in pursuance to the path of violent jihad, Khilafat, ISIS, etc., were continuously in touch with one another via encrypted apps. NIA has also revealed that the terror operatives were specifically aiming at college students for the purpose of recruitment and were also circulating documents relating to the recruitment of Mujahideen for the purpose of jihad. It's a big win for our investigative agencies. With that, it's a wrap of this edition of The Right Stand. Thank you for watching. Namaste. Brass Tacks follows.
Movement that inspires.
I'm I'm joined by Dr. Rajiv J. Devil, who is the IMA COVID task member, also belongs to Kerala, so he will be able to tell us more about JN.1 that is doing the rounds in Kerala. One case has in fact been detected. So I'm joined by Dr. Rajiv J. Devil. Thank you for joining with us, and starting